Hello everybody, it's Van Berman here, and welcome to the start of my 13th anniversary stream, or probably video playback at this point. And yeah, it's just going to be a bit of a casual one. Going to be looking at the, well, you can actually see it behind me on the shelf, where all graphics cards go to rest once I benchmark them effectively. So we're going to be looking at the GTX 275, which is sort of a bit of a fib on my part in terms of the title, but it's the closest that I've got for what I want to do. So I think the sort of like 5 at the end of the GTX 200 series, they came out a bit later and were like a revision to it. So I think probably the video I did on the 260 is probably more akin to this particular timeline, but you know, it fits in fairly well with the 260, 280. Obviously it fits somewhere in between the two. So in terms of performance, it's the same model of graphics card. I'm just looking at Tech Power Up because they're actually really good for older graphics cards, I must say. Yeah, they're the ones I've been using for some of the bits you'll see coming up on the channel. One of which is on the shelf as well. I need to do something about that really, so I'm going to look to get in a bit of wood, like to have it on 2 tiers, so I can have 2 tiers of graphics cards on the one shelf, otherwise I will run out of space really quickly. So yeah, I'm just going to have a quick look. So apparently this should perform relatively better than a GTX 460, which is a card I've had before. Actually a card I had many years after I did my first YouTube video. And it looks like the closest it is to is the Radeon 7770 gigahertz edition, which is a pretty decent card still, I would say. Only problem is you lose it a bit in the DX support. I believe this is DirectX 10. I'm going to go and fetch it off the shelf in a second. I just wanted to roll through some of the specs. Also, the benchmarks and stuff from this video are going to be put into a standalone YouTube video as well, you know, of the same normal format. Dave, how's it going? Apologies, I didn't get around to properly replying to your comment, but I will do. And actually, I think the Final Fantasy stuff is my theorem is in a video a couple episodes along from where you've watched. Oh, I'm bothered. Yeah, it is really hot. That's why I need a nice cold drink. And unfortunately, the office gets quite hot with 2 and sometimes 3 computers on. So we'll see. I don't know. I can't imagine once I get started this will necessarily take too long unless I have some issues. So I have already gone through and put it in the system. It's not in there at the minute, but which actually I'll show you. Here is the system in all its glory, and here's the main computer as well. But yeah, we'll be actually putting it in at some point shortly. Root beer. Root beer, I believe, is quite an acquired taste. And the first time I had that, it was in 2001 in Canada, and absolutely hated it. I was obviously very young at the time, or quite young, and yeah, never thought I'd really like it, but I can just about stand it now. So yeah, for a more distinguished palate, I think. Right, I can't remember what I was saying about the GTX 270, but basically, yeah, if you want further info, about it, it will be in the proper video. But I roughly expect it to perform similar to the GTX 260 video I did ages ago. Absolutely ages ago now. So, yeah, we'll see. Right, I am going to go fetch it off the shelf. And we'll put it in. Oh. Back move. Don't worry about that. Only broke £500 worth of graphics cards. So now the cameras. I've got a camera here and a camera over there, so it's all a bit all over the shop at the minute. So here we have the GTX 270, 275, not 270, and it's got Asus's old mascot on there, which I'm trying to think what it's meant to be. It sort of reminded me a little bit of Odin from Final Fantasy, but from the as he's depicted in the Final Fantasy series. But as you can see, the horse has clearly got 4 legs, not 6. So yeah, some sort of like ancient Nordic skeleton warrior with lots of lightning. And I say this all the time, but I'm going to say it again. That I always miss the fact that graphics cards don't have graphics on them anymore. I mean, I understand, you know, instead of like the one blower fan at the back, it's now sort of like 3 fans or 2 fans. So I suppose that does sort of eradicate any of the need for nice, fancy, shiny pictures on it. But don't know. There's just something very cool about that, I think, in terms of like from the marketing point of view, anyway. I'll try to remember which this one cost me. Let me have a look. Very quick Google. Well, not Google. Very quick eBay. Don't remember it being too bad, actually. So there'll probably be quite a lot of background noise, just because of the very nature of it being nice and sunny and everyone's out and all that. So this cost me £12.50 with free postage. The 896 megabyte version. What can I say? Bargain. Absolute bargain. If it works, obviously. Right, so 2 6-pin power connectors on the top, and I've got my NVIDIA green power cables. So we'll start by plugging this in. There we go. Now the fiddly bit, because I always end up dislodging it from the motherboard. Where are we? There we are. And we've got this one as well. That's the problem with me not having anything to screw it into at the minute for the graphics card, but working on that. So there we go, it's in, connected, I think. And then start it up. Let's start it up. Full tilt when it starts. Really loud, actually. So one of the things I've got to do to start off with, I've actually got to bind the Bluetooth of my keyboard into the PC. I will say that you're probably going to be seeing the side of my head quite a lot, because I'll be looking at this, not at the camera. But you know, we'll see. Well, yeah, you get this like side-on view, or this view. So yeah, not the best time to have a mid-quarantine haircut by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, don't need this mouse, I need my other mouse. There we go. Very regularly on my desk I have 3 mice. If it was any other situation than computers, I'd have to get pest control in. Okay, so you should be able to see the screen now. I'm hoping that this... So I might have to do a couple of adjustments as we're going through in terms of like getting the FPS up so it's viewable and all that sort of stuff. But I'll make those changes if and when. We'll play it by ear for now and see how it goes. So yeah, first thing I need to do is my keyboard. So yes, I'd like to remove my device. You know, I wanted everything to feel authentic for 13 years. I forgot that's the reason I'm doing it now. 13 years. I actually went back through and watched my very first video yesterday. If you've not seen it, I made it public again a while ago. I mean, it's really low resolution. I think it might even be in 240p. And I made it on an old compact laptop using Windows Movie Maker as it goes. So, has what aged well in particular. Also, I've got my Stream Deck, which is really nice. So I can comment to people in the chat by just pressing the button. But all it says is hello guys, and that's that's the only one I've got planned, only one I've got plumbed in. But I've also got the ability to switch between my scenes as well, which is quite nice. Have I aged well? Yeah, probably. I don't know. Interesting question, Dave. I will let you be the judge. Okay, so that's all done. So what's the first thing we do? Could overclock it? Nah, we're gonna run a user benchmark on it, see how it does, and see what score we get. I'm not sure what I'm expecting to get, if I'm totally honest. There's a bit of glare off the from the window. Let's see if I can resolve that a tiny bit. Yeah. I mean, obviously have aged fairly well. I don't look a day over 40, do I? You know. Not better? A little bit. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna use a benchmark on this and see what score. I imagine it's going to be horrendously low. I'm thinking. I'm going to say 21%. I think 21% is too high actually, but no, I'm going to say 21%. I'm going to go out on a limb. Because I reckon it should be able to handle the DirectX 9 stuff pretty well. Don't get triggered about this either. I know I need a spoon, I've just not got one. So I'm going to have a nice bit of really nice cold coffee and then a nice bit of milk at the bottom. I'll try and spin it to stir it. So unfortunately you can't, even though it gives you the option in user benchmark right at the start, you can't actually just look at your GPU. Which is unfortunate. I don't know if I actually ran this earlier, yesterday. I can't remember now. But it does look quite a bit washed out on the old camera. Let me see if I can do manual focus. Can I do manual focus? Oh, I can. Very nice. Oh yeah, I forgot you guys would see all that. You thought it was chocolate milk? Oh, I wish. Oh, no, I don't wish actually. It's quite nice being coffee. It's vanilla, a nice vanilla. That's not going to be 21%. That's nowhere near going to be 21%. That's going to be like 10% on user benchmark for sure. Oh, I need the on-screen display to bugger off now. I've messed everything up. Oh well, best intentions, I know all that. So I had to decide between whether I wanted the second camera angle, or whether I wanted to actually record this particular screen, and I think I might have barked at the wrong tree. I will have a go at moving it across in a second if... Ooh, God. You guys can't see that, which is really annoying. Let me have a go without breaking anything. Cool. There's too much white on there. It needs to be in night mode. But anyway, you'll see it in the actual video anyway. But it got 8.3%. I'll try and do a zoom. We'll zoom. There we go, 200%. Oh, I can't read it. So, I can just about read it actually. Yeah, so it looks green. Oh no, it's blue. So yeah, got 8% and it's not performing very well. But the top is 9%, so we're going to now spend some time trying to get some more dead pixels. Dave, that's not very nice. I don't know if I suppose I can talk about it now. I've I ordered a new monitor. I've ordered another monitor, and I'm sending my old one back on Monday. And the new monitor doesn't have any dead pixels. Touch wood. So we're okay with the new monitor, I think. But then, like I said before, with the old one, I didn't notice it for the first week. So I don't know if it's a fault. Obviously pixels die over time, but what can I do? If I get no joy with this particular one, I get another dead pixel, then I might have to, I don't know, give up. Right, anyway, so yeah, 8.3%, rubbish. But the PC got a score of 18. I was hoping it was going to do a bit better than that, to be honest with you. But anyway, so this is like quite a bit of an insight into how I go about doing my overclock videos, and they're very, very scientific. So usually what I do is I grab this, and whatever it is, I bump it up roughly 100. I'm going to do 750, and what's that? Oh, 1134 was it? So we'll go 1300. Why not? That seems like a modest yet achievable overclock. So we'll see what user benchmark gives me now. And then if that runs fine, we'll run a 3D mark or a longer benchmark just to check that it will actually hold out. And then we're going to play some games. So I've got mouse and keyboard set up where I'm sure I'll be hunched over like this. I'll have to do it. Think of a better way. I have to move my keyboard up. But just to make it a bit more, because we're not seriously gaming today. I've got my controller as well that we'll use. So I actually recommend, because it's good for PS4 as well. So I don't appreciate the negativity though, Dave. Oh gosh, that is probably not a stable overclock. The screen flash is real. So that's the thing I suppose you get with buying used graphics cards. You don't know what the history is like at all, and yeah, it's every chance they've had a really hard life, and then they come to me and I try and overclock them as much as they'll go to get the best score as possible. But then they get to retire, pretty much. Get to live on a shelf, collecting dust. Probably never work ever again. So, swings and roundabouts, I suppose. But no, around the time that I had my sort of first computer, yes, I'm going to try and get the graphics card that I had for my first computer. But I can't remember what it is. So I've picked ones that it probably is, ones that are very close. Because obviously they're quite cheap now, as you can imagine. That's really zoomed in. What? It got a lower score. It got 4.2. Huh? That's the first time I've ever seen that. Okay. Right, well, let's try an extremely modest overclock. Yeah. No, I mean, it's like I said in the other video about dead pixels. It's not so much of a bother if it's in the corner, in one of the corners or at the bottom or what have you. But you know, an ultra wide is such a big area that anything that fits within the sort of normal widescreen ratio, you're going to notice. I feel so. Yeah. It's just a pain that you have to go through. This is one thing criticism I would have with user benchmark is that, you know, you have to go through all the rest of the tests. I tell you what, be damned if you leave a USB stick in your computer because it wants to test that as well. And that takes forever. This one looks a lot smoother than the last one, I think. Maybe I've killed it. Maybe trying to overclock it, it just went, nah, I've had enough. Oof. Slow. Those scores don't fill me with any hope at all. If this brings back a lower score, I'm just going to run it back to the factory overclock, and we're going to go from there. I've not had any luck at all with any of the cards that I've tested with overclocking, really. Which is a bit of a shame because, you know, I've got it on an open air test bench, so we've not got the case to factor in, which, you know, should give it a little bit more. 4.61 again. Alright, I don't know what's going on with this. Was not envisaging that word, having these problems. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we're just going to go for it. On screen display on. I've tried to make it fairly big, so hopefully the camera will pick it up. I appreciate these are not ideal conditions though. We'll start with 3D Mark, and then we're going to play from Left 4 Dead. I love playing Left 4 Dead. I think I can't work out if I like playing Left 4 Dead so much, which is the reason why I've started doing this series, or if it's just a coincidence. Cloudgate, now that is a classic, but unfortunately, it's not on my list. My PC is unable to run it. Yes. Upgrade required. Did you not say that for all of them though? Because, you know, I will need an upgrade to run DirectX 11 as well. I can't run Skydiver. Why not? I thought Skydive was the X9. Oh, okay. Wow. I need to change my master spreadsheet then, if that's the case. Tell you what, let's run Cloudgate. I actually really like Cloudgate. It's one of my favourite ones. I think it's actually one of the more attractive benchmarks. Heaven's quite good as well, but we will not be getting a very high score on Heaven at all. So we will avoid that one for today. Oh, we've got to run in the demo as well. Oh, my on-screen display doesn't seem to be working. So I think the nice thing, especially the nice thing about modern Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead running it on anything that's semi-modern, is that it will run well on anything now, pretty much. Which is nice, and it's, in my opinion, quite an enjoyable game. Just getting rid of my wrist rest there because there's no way I'll be able to. I have to properly hunch over if I'm going to get to my mouse and keyboard. I don't know if I tested it in my 4600 HD graphics video, but I do actually still have an ex-business ThinkPad, which has, I can't remember what Intel integrated graphics it has, but I imagine Left 4 Dead would probably run on that competently. But it's one of them. It's available on 360, isn't it? You'd be far better off if you were that desperate to play it. Get yourself a 360, or maybe at some point they'll release a compatible version for the Xbox One X or Xbox One, I meant to say, or the PlayStation or something like that. You know, they love doing these remasters where they just set everything to ultra and re-release it. That's what it seems like to me, anyway. And bring this. There we go. Now we start the test proper. I don't know why my on-screen display hasn't come up, because that gives me all the stuff I'm very nerdy over. So 22 up to 30. I think what might be quite interesting is to, while this is running, I'll have a look and see what this card should get on CloudGate. I imagine there's some ancient forum. 3D Mark. Oh, it's actually on the 3D Mark website. That's pretty good. So a GTX 275 and Intel i7. Doesn't say which one, but 4770K. Got 11,977. Don't know. We'll see. Anything around 11,000 then would be fine. Yeah, same card as my one. I think they've slightly overclocked theirs, looking at the memory and core, or it's just a different manufacturer overclock, of course. There you go. Focus. Come on. There we go. That's what we've got to beat or get near. If we don't get near it and we get like an 8,000 or something, something is wrong. And these benchmarks may not happen. It's good that 3D Mark keep all that sort of stuff. I didn't even know. I should have, probably should have just had a check, to be fair. Is that it? Oh, it's because I've not got... I must have shut Afterburner down. Fair enough. My bad. Yeah, so there, the one on that is running 666 and 1200 on there. Okay, I don't know what's gone on. 3D Mark is not pleased. So, for all intents and purposes, it is actually still quote unquote working. Doesn't usually take this long though to move between, and there's no real disk limitation, so Yeah, not sure what's going on with it. Alright, we're going to end that, I think. Don't know why that wasn't working properly. Beyond me. Okay, well let's see if we can do CloudGate without the demo. Oh, we can do a custom run. But I guess you want the vanilla, don't you? Give it one more go without the demo, so hopefully speed through things a bit quicker. And this time we should get to see the statistics as well, which would be a good test for me to see if I need to move stuff around. I should have brought more things with me to talk about in between, but I was thinking a good amount of it would be actually playing, and hopefully it will be. There we go, it's in the Inferno of the Sun. I think the idea... oh, okay. Yeah, something's gone wrong with the card, because can't quite... might just be able to make it out. But up there, it's only running at 400 megahertz on the core clock and 297 on the memory. And I don't know why that is. If we get the same, I'm gonna have to probably do a reset on the computer. Yeah. It's like it's lost half its performance from somewhere. Okay. Well, restart then, I guess. Yeah, that's not great. I'm a bit fearful now, I think, to actually be able to do this. I mean, this is the problem with old tech, unfortunately. Well, nothing on there to tell me anything else. Right, okay. Let's load it back up. Let's get MSI Afterburner up. Let's get 3D Mark back up. And let's give it another go. If it works... you know, yeah, I have many times thought about the Fallout 4 survival series, and it's something I'd like to do again, actually. I haven't got my OBS settings saved from it, so I would have to restart, you know, do all the bits again that we were at, but yeah, there's something I could do. I never got to finish it, and for all intents and purposes, it's going quite well, actually. I'm fairly certain I've still got the save, because I do try and make sure I keep all my app data and save games with me. Oh, I didn't turn on the... oh, I did. Okay, there we go. So it's not using all the VRAM, which is fine, because it's only, well, a very old benchmark. So it's running at 633 and 1134, which is pretty standard for this card, but at least means we can do it. I mean, look at the difference in, you see the difference in frames there, what we were getting before. You know, obviously this is quite an old benchmark, and it's only running at 720p, but yeah, it's doubled our FPS. I don't know what was going on with it. We'll have to keep an eye on it going forward, but I think overclocking might be out of the question. Even though, having said that, I am tempted to put a small small overclock on it. You know, 666, 1200, like the other guy had, and run it from there. I'll be honest with you, if I could do Fallout on this card, Fallout 4, I would try, for sure. The physics test should do really well on this because it's pretty much all CPU. Back in the day, this was incredible graphics. I miss the old, what was it? I think it was 3D Mark, where they had all the planes that spun around, like a tessellation test. Really good. Obviously, we could run that now, but... Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I imagine that is due to a much higher physics score than... I'm not going to... than before, so that's alright. That's good. Happy with that. So happy. I'm going to overclock it. When this breaks, you will know why. So I think I'm also going to slightly increase the on-screen display a little bit, which means I won't be able to see any of the games that we play. Right, let's do it. Let's play like a section of Left 4 Dead. Oh, that's better. You can see that really well now. And it has taken the overclock, so that's good. We should hopefully get a little bit of audio, not too much though. I need to be able to hear what's going on. Okay, have we got audio? No. Oh, right, we're connected to the headset, that's why. The speakers on this monitor are not good. Oh, will I not get output? Oh. No, I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed any sound. Okay, alright, fair enough. Just gonna hear me clicking the mouse then. I think it's probably because we're running it on DVI. Obviously I'm using a DVI to HDMI converter, but there's no audio off that, I think. Because the TV wants to take it from the HDMI. The computer can't send it out through that. I think that's how it works. I don't know. Right, let's have a look. Video, full screen, resolution 1080p, no vertical sync, everything on the highest it will go. I should say that, you know, that is not a surprise for this card. I'd expect it to run everything on the highest it can go. You know, I was playing Left 4 Dead on my first ever computer, and the graphics card is roughly half as powerful as this. Which is I actually quite like Mercy Hospital level. Go on then, we'll play I play this all the time. You would think I'd know this section really well, but I'm still not very good at Left 4 Dead. That's why we play on normal, for fun. So the monitor, I don't know what resolution, what hertz the monitor will be running at, but as you can probably tell, we're getting 100 and whatever odd FPS. I'm going to hit the benchmark now. So when you see, you'll see this, which is the current frames per second. This will give you the average frames per second. This will give you the 1% lows that we're going to see. Obviously GTX 270, the temperature it's running at, I expect that to get into the mid-80s. Its utilization, which should be pretty much pegged, 98, 9900. The megabytes, VRAM usage, remember it's got 800 and something odd. And yeah, and then under here we've got how much RAM is being used. That's quite important, because if we see that spike up, it implies that we the bottleneck that we have from the graphics card is the fact that it doesn't have enough memory for the textures and what have you. I like how the zombie placement is always slightly different every time we go through. just shoot my own. I'm getting a lot of screen glare, to be fair. It's a shame we're not got any. I was expecting some low-level audio, but I couldn't have had that even if I was screen capping it. So, never open a door while you're reloading. Really dark. Oh, smoke up. When you face a smoker, what you do is you stand still and fire at it until it gets you with its tongue. Yes, I don't know if pardon me. I don't know if DVI actually supports 144 Hz. I don't think it does. But if it did, then these guys are screwed. I'll leave them to it. Then we would get 144 frames a second out of this at some points, which is nice. I don't expect the average to drop too much below 100, and if the 1% low can maintain above 60, it will get its Hunter got me. It'll get itself a perfect score in my own metrics that no one else uses, only me. Is there normally an item in here? No, sometimes. Go on and build, down you go. Oh, can't knock him down. Tell you what I quite like about Left 4 Dead, and obviously playing it from a benchmarking point of view, I get to see a lot more of it now, or a lot more of it in maybe a bit more detail, is you get to see like the nice little little assets that they put in. So you know, I mean, I know this is nothing special. It's more in the end of section rooms, but you know me until I leave this building. By order of the Civil Emergency and Defence Agency, trespassers will be prosecuted. You know, it's just stuff like that. Like, it gives you a bit more of an insight into what the world of Left 4 Dead might have been like before it all went to crap, basically. You know, and there's little stories as well on the... Oh, the bloody boomer got me. Right, if I just hide in this corner... Let those guys... Oh, no. No, this is not good. Get out of the way. Get out of there. Bursting through that door. Molotov. Very nice. I'm running out of bullets, though. Been a bit trigger happy with my Uzi. This is the way. Luckily, though, we can... on top of this police car. Oh, I think I've set the car off. Oh, I've definitely set it off now. I mean, I know I did that on purpose, but get some fire in there, hopefully. What gun is there here? Ah, double pistol. Not quite as accurate, but you don't need to be quite as accurate when you've got double the firepower. Just shoot me back of the head, that's it. I was hoping there'd be a nice pipe bomb, but there's not. And yeah, we're coming towards the end of this particular section now, as it goes. I'll tell you what, it's getting hot in here already. 85 degrees. Gosh. I might have to set myself up. I was going to say I might have set myself a bit more of an aggressive fan profile, but then you just hear the fan going. Oh god, loads down here. Not much of a safe house, is it? Ooh. That's some pro moves right there. If any of them get too close, you just knock them off straight away. Believe it or not, I have beaten a campaign on the hardest difficulty with people online. After they carried me, of course. But yeah, there we go. So, you know, Entire city is gone. If you can read this, leave. Skull. Keith waited 3 days at meeting spot after we got separated. I can't wait anymore. Meet me at Mercy Hospital. The boomer. Yeah, so the special zombies like seem to respawn on a set sort of timer, although I think it's random as to which ones do. No, smoker. No, you don't. And then that's it. They can't get you anymore. So yeah, as soon as I end the benchmark, it just gives me the overall scores on the doors, and Left 4 Dead's done really well. Yeah, it's pretty much in line with what I would expect. Mainly knowing, you know, these are the games that Left 4 Dead's one of the games that I bought a computer for. So, all right, let's come out of that. I'm gonna do a quick check of the fan profile. I don't want the card to catch fire while I'm doing this. So my custom fan profile is gonna mean it's gonna be ramping up quite aggressively. But it should also come down quite quickly as well when we're not in games. Right, we'll go with that. If it's too loud, let me know and I'll turn it down. Back to where we were. So I don't think Rocket League will work because it's DirectX 11. But we'll try it. If it does work, well, I will happily play a game of Rocket League. Okay. That's fair enough. So the next one we're going to look at is Shogun 2, in that case. We'll do the... Oh, we can't do the DirectX 11 on high. Because it's DirectX 9, isn't it? Okay, we'll boot into the game and we'll set high settings DirectX 9 and then we'll benchmark that. And that's what we'll go for. Oh, we've got DirectX 10 as well. We'll do 10. Yeah, we'll do DirectX. I think it should be able to handle that. I don't think the VRAM's going to be too much of an issue. Oh, cheers, Dave. We'll see. I guess the sound thing will be an issue if and when we when the graphics card actually starts having to pump out some airflow in game or what have you. This is still one of my absolutely most favourite Total War games, and it was actually free until very recently. Okay, so I'll run it high, I'll run it at 1080p, DirectX 10. I imagine we'll get about 35 to 40 frames per second on average with the benchmark. Or at least hope so. Let's benchmark game settings and let's do it. So it might sound a bit counterintuitive, but I end up having to benchmark while the benchmark's running because not many benchmarks give you 1% lows. I've got a bit in my hair. Yeah, I do. There we go. But if we've got, it's saying DirectX 11 on there. Oof, that 1% low is struggling. There's a lot of pop in as well, but that is to be expected. Now I say this fairly regularly about the Shogun 2 benchmark, but It's something I do genuinely believe. And that is, you know, as long as this benchmark runs smoothly enough, you're going to be totally fine playing a match of Shogun 2. The one I did very recently for what video was it now? The Titan? Maybe it was the Titan. Where I actually went and played Shogun 2 for a bit and put that footage in. You know, even though the FPS on the benchmark wasn't the best, I mean, it was the highest out of the three, it got much higher scores because you're so zoomed out all the time that you're not picking up on this granular detail of the troops. I mean, I know it's nice to have the detail of the troops, but you're so zoomed out all the time, just focusing on how it runs or how it performs to, you know, to really care. And you know, I had a full 20 versus 20 battle and it was fine. So this is a really good score. I am very pleased with that. And actually the higher fan curve kept it quite reasonable in terms of attempts as well. That's good. Yep, happy with that. That's a success. So I don't know if you can really tell with the icons up here, but I've set stuff out in terms of, it's like I suppose like a tiered system. So it starts off with the easiest ones and then moves its way down to, you know, the harder. And the idea is, you know, because we can't run Rocket League, we would now run Lord of the Rings War in the North. But if Lord of the Rings War in the North doesn't work, we'll then run Medieval 2. And yeah, moves about all over the shop. And to that, I don't think we'll be able to run Doom, but we should be able to run Grand Theft Auto, and we won't be able to run Shadow of War either. So let's do War in the North. I expect no issues with this one. Touch wood. So I believe I've already set this one to maximum everything. Dave, let me tell you. I mean, I've got another video that's I need to do a bit of work and work on, and that one won't run Doom. I think it seems to me like anything that's got the architecture to run Doom will run Doom. Oh no, that's not true. No, that's not true. Ignore me. Actually, ignore me. We're gonna try Doom. How's it going? I don't know if you still like to be called Cold Steel Games, but Cold Steel Games, how's it going? Oh, thanks for dropping in, saying hello. I do appreciate that. Thank you. It's an old, I don't know if you've been following at all, but it's just a new bath mat, bamboo bath mat that I've cut down. I'm no good with, you know, woodwork and all that sort of stuff, but it's alright. Can I play? Ominous. Yes, it's very hot. Very hot. And I've got a graphics card running to 55 degrees. So the one thing about this particular title is it is capped at 60 FPS, as you should be able to tell. If I move it around into a, there we go. It's capped at 60 FPS, but yeah, it's more just sort of like give us the 1% low and the average. But I really like this game, and it can get quite intense at times. I can't remember any of the controls, so when I do badly, that'll be why. I know it's the mouse buttons to attack. You know, same sort of thing with, you know, Bethesda games, they're locked at 60. So anything sort of, we want this 1% load to be above 55 if possible. That's good. I'm glad you've been, obviously I know you've been watching some of the videos, and yeah, I appreciate that. It's good to, you know, I put out a lot of videos, so I know that no one feasibly can watch everything I do. I'm dead already. Come on, guys. You're going to have to heal me, I think. Okay, note to self. Don't run in the way of ballista. Oh my god. My god. These guys. What's going on? I'll probably have to take some of the blame there for being absolutely incompetent. There we go. I don't know what block is, by the way. So we're not going to be blocking. I know it's middle mouse button to get out our bow, which is nice. Some of the killer animations are really good on this. I think it's like, for me, it feels like a really nice blend of, you know, Lord of the Rings game that's a bit different to, you know, because it's given us a slightly different perspective on the trilogy. I pressed 5. Heal me. Heal me. But it also, you know, feels a bit like Baldur's Gate as well, which I really like. Probably just because of all the items and everything. There is a button to defend. Maybe I need to use that. What button are we using to defend? Oh, control. Control is defend. Alright, nice. Then we've got a nice little riposte. Very good, very good. Oh, yes. Can't remember who I played this game through with. I think it might have been Dead Man Fall, actually. If I remember correctly. Now we need some more healing. I'm doing myself a massive disservice here. I should have used the controller. And actually, in fact, I'm not even sure if you can even get this game on Steam anymore. It's one of those that's probably been nefariously taken down and now has no support whatsoever. But if you like Lord of the Rings and you like these sort of you know, action RPG games, then it's well worth playing. And the story's quite good. You get a giant eagle that comes and helps you out. So. But yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the only games that isn't going to totally peg the graphics card. So, stuff like this is perfect, really. Yeah, Dave, I've seen you've been watching a lot of the Final Fantasy videos. Go on, what you got to tell me about Lord of the Rings? Boom. You can get quite a few upgrades and stuff. Elrond's in it. Elrond's sons. It's sort of the, you know, sort of depicts a similar timeline to Battle for Middle-earth 2. So it sort of goes into like the dwarves and more the elves and their fight against the goblins and what have you. The new Golem game. Is it a Lord of the Rings game? And it's not, I'm not being ignorant for the sake of being ignorant, I actually don't know about that. I've not seen it. I'm guessing it's something that's been shown off for the new consoles, as you say. Let's look at that. I'll tell you what, my processor's running at 92%. What's going on? This is unbalanced in an opposite way that I would expect. It's nice to get. It's nice actually for stuff not to, you know, be obvious. I wasn't expecting the CPU to get that high today at all. 80%, 94%. Wonder why. Wonder why this game uses so much CPU. Because, I mean, we're only running at 60 FPS, so... I'll look at video settings. I've not got VSync on nefariously, have I? No. Not sure. Not sure about that one. I think we could probably call that a day on this one, though. A very successful test, actually. I'm quite pleased with that. We'll end the benchmark. I think I've ended the benchmark. But this game's really good for multiplayer, actually. If anyone fancies playing this on PC with me again, I would genuinely do another playthrough of this. Okay, that was good. So that concludes the easy section of the benchmarking. So 3 down, 6 to go. And this is where it gets a bit more difficult, obviously. Right. Dave, just for you, we're going to try Doom. I don't know if it will launch. It's in OpenGL mode. No. I don't know if this will launch. No, it's just straight away not launching. No. And it's an API thing. It's not a fact. It's got nothing to do with you know, whether the graphics card could potentially play Doom. I imagine if Doom could load up and we put it all on low settings at 1080p, we'd probably get 30 FPS. I'll be honest, I think there's been that little improvement generation to generation. We've now hit the point where we've had sort of, you know, the refresh of the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X and what have you. That, you know, quick answer, yeah. That there's now, well, it's law of diminishing returns, isn't it? And unless consoles become even more computer-like in their makeup, which they already are already, you know, they run on full AMD processors and what have you, then I think we're going to struggle to see bigger improvements. And I think that the improvements that we are getting, even in the PC space, the improvements that we're getting are nuanced rather than now, you know, rather than revolutionary. Oh, that game looks incredible. There's loads of games that look incredible, you know. But yes, the very, very limited stuff I've seen, I've not been that impressed with it. I think the only reason, it's been the same for this generation as well, the only reason I would buy an Xbox or a PlayStation is if there are games on there that I want to play for that particular console. And that's it. Not because I think it will have amazing graphics or I think it will be the best home entertainment system. Because I genuinely believe PC is better for all of that if you've got the time, inclination, and probably most importantly money to do it. So we'll go. Should we do? I'll tell you what, we'll get it out of the way. We'll see if Shadow of War will run. I don't think it will. I don't know if it'll be as quick an answer as Doom. Yeah, there you go. You can't see it, but it says doesn't support DirectX 11 features. Such a shame. So that means we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. I wanted to include a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in my benchmarking going forward if I could, and that is literally the only game that I could reasonably do it with, and obviously only applies to older cards as well. And we've got Grid 2, and assuming that Grand Theft Auto 5 works, never Xbox, even if there is a game worth playing. Now you see, the good thing about Microsoft, I'll get on my soapbox while I load Grand Theft Auto 5. The good thing about Microsoft is a lot of the games they release that are for their console, they also release for the computer, for their Windows system. And luckily that means the chances of me having to go out and buy an Xbox in the future is very slim, because yeah, most of the time they'll release it on the Windows Store, which has its own issues, of course, but it's a lot cheaper that way. Just because, you know, they get the same, they generally tend to lock a lot of stuff up. Ugh. They generally generally lock a lot of stuff off, including things like graphic settings and that sort of stuff. Are there many to choose from? There is Out of the Shadows, which I've obviously got. There's Mutants from Manhattan. Mutants in Manhattan, I think, or something like that. I've never played it. That one is capped to 30 FPS and now is no longer available on the Steam store. So even if I could get a key, it wouldn't be worth doing for benchmarking purposes anyway. And there's the movie game that I had on disc, on DVD disc. And that one is interesting. But we wouldn't be running that one. Okay. So I think I probably will want to run DirectX 10. Yep. Okay, video memory is going to be a bit of an issue. So I think, and it's going to properly slow down. Interesting, something like TLOU2. The Last of Us. Oh, okay. No. No, I don't think, in my opinion, Last of Us, think about this more from a narrative perspective. And sorry, Dave, I know you get upset with me if I mention this, but I'm going to mention it anyway. I think some stuff is best left untouched. I think the story for Last of Us is fine as it is, as it was, and should have ended there. And I think the same thing for Final Fantasy as well. Okay, fair enough. So we're going to run, so everything is already set to low, so we're going to run it on low effectively, and hopefully we don't end up using too much of this VRAM, because anything above that's just going to not be nice. So let's go, let's do it. Benchmark run. Yes, I'd rather you didn't reboot after completion though. I'd rather you just shut down after completion, but there you go. So with the Grand Theft Auto 5 benchmark, I usually wait until I see the fighter jet, and then I start. I've just had a notification, Cold Steel Games unsubscribed. Don't agree. If you don't agree, that's fine. I understand. Oh, yes. Yes. The movie game, right? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2005. PS2 game? Wonder what game that was. Let me have a look. Oh, the one that's like a new version of the arcade. Of the arcade cabinet. Like the side-scrolling beat-em up one. If that's the one you're on about, I really like that. I really like that one. If you're on about the movie tie-in game, that's the one I had for that was out on PS2 as well, but that's the one I had for PC. Turtles in Time reshelled. Yes, that's good. I think they released that for PlayStation 3, right? As a downloadable title. Yes. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I don't get why they just don't release stuff like that anymore. It seems like a utter shame to me, personally. The Mutants in Manhattan one seemed like it could have been a decent game, but for whatever reason, they didn't spend the extra 10% that it would have taken to make it really good. Maybe it's just not the fan base for it anymore. I don't know. So, in terms of Grand Theft Auto 5, which is the reason I'm here, it's not using all the GPU. I expected this to be pegged though. But I imagine there's a bit of a sharing going on between these two, because the RAM is much higher than we've seen previously, by about 2 gig. But the FPS is actually alright. I'd say definitely playable. You know, £12.50 card, you can play Grand Theft Auto 5 on it. And you wouldn't even need a beefy CPU either by the looks of it. I would never unsub. Even if you got called out. No, I know. It's, you guys are probably almost certainly two of the longest ever, longest serving subscribers. Oh no. Hold on. Run out of battery. In the camera. Don't worry then. I'll have to tell you what the scores was because I've totally forgotten. See, the camera knew I was about to get emotional and went, no way. I've got 3 batteries for it though, so there we go, back up and running, easy peasy. I thought I might need them if this stream was going to go proper long. So, there we go. Put that on to charge. Yeah, I can't buy saying. Yeah, you guys have been around for a very, very long time. And, you know, I've said this before, and I will say it 100 times again, I'm sure, but, you know, I do the YouTube for myself, stuff that I like to do, and as a byproduct, it's nice to have met such nice people as your good selves. I do mean that genuinely. So, okay, let's have a look at the benchmark. So this is the format that I get it in. You can't even see it because there's too much white on the screen. You still can't see it. Okay, so Grand Theft Auto 5, average of 48.7 and a 1% lower, 32.2. Brilliant. I am very pleased with that. I mean, I'm sort of cheating a bit because I do already sort of know what I'm expecting to get based on my old video. But we'll see. So let's play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. Once again, this is another game where, you know, they spent a load of money making it and then they needed to spend the extra 10% to make it any good and didn't bother. I'm going to use controller because I'm not going to use controller apparently. Maybe I can enable controller. But there's never any, there we go, use gamepad. There's never any graphics settings on these sort of games. Whatever happened between me and Gator? I don't know. Nothing. If you're referring to His Majesty BM69, that was just, you know, that played itself out and that's where we left it. Donatello's my favourite turtle. Come at me. I think this game is this game capped at 60 as well? Just went over there. I think it is capped at 60. Yeah. I mean, that's the problem. A lot of these games is sort of, they lock you out of actually being able to do proper benchmark, but we'll be focusing on the difference between these two. Nothing happened between me and Gator at all. We get on, he's not posted in ages. So, did a live stream fairly recently. I think he more... I don't know what's going on here. It's not moving properly. It's not my controller. What is going on? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, he should be running, but for some reason he's walking. I don't know what I've done there. It's like even though this game is running at 60 FPS, it feels so sluggish. Boom. Kick to the face. It's one of the things that you have to find redeeming qualities and everything. But one of the things that's nice about this game is that even though it feels sluggish, it could be really quick and fast paced. I'm going to have to change it. I can't play like this. I'm going to have to play with mouse and keyboard. That is horrendous. It's not the controller either. so don't start saying that. But yeah, with me and... oh, look at that. His baton got stuck. But no, me and Gator get on really well. Nothing untoward at all. So this is, in this game I believe that the bad guys are like the purple dragons. You know, you can't have the Foot Clan because they're ninjas or something. You're not allowed to show ninjas. So the nice thing about this arcade mode, and in the story as well, is that, you know, there's a lot of fluidity, and you can like bounce off stuff, jump around, smash people, you know, off the back of doing spins or jumps or whatever. And it's a shame because this actually could have been a nice niche, you know, indie beat 'em up type of game, but just too much that let them down on it. Start off being that the story's complete trash. But the foot soldiers look quite good. You know, I'd say graphically it's not unpretty. I mean, it's stylised. Maybe the turtles are a bit too lanky for my liking, but what? What? I keep doing. I'm trying to do the move off of the rope. There we go. Although it only works if you hit the bloody guy Donatello. Oh, the special move is with the... Obviously, the special move is with the scroll wheel. Naturally. I think I've seen enough. I mean, the 1% low is not down to the graphics card, let's be honest. This is a game-related one. So, I think when I do the actual video, I will... I've got Mountain Blade Warband as well. That is the other one. So I will probably include that rather than both War in the North and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Right, let's see if I can use my special move. Ah, yes. Oh, what? Go on. Use your special move, Donatello. Oh. See, some of the animations are really good. I think it's just that I want to like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. I think that's what it is. Yeah, they're dead. Or whatever. I'll be honest, Dave. I've been meaning to... I tried to get in contact with Gator. This is not me trying to start beef or anything now. Because it's really not. But I was trying to get into contact with Gator before I put him in my Final Fantasy VII video. Because I was playing the game and I was talking to Charlotte about it. And I was saying, you know, like, I sort of feel as though when they were making this particular video, you know, when they were making this game, when they were doing the writing for the story, they sat up all night smoking weed and watching Harry Potter and went, yeah, we should totally incorporate Harry Potter into Final Fantasy VII. That'd be great. The kids love Harry Potter. They love him. And yeah, and then it reminded me that in the Rocket League video between the Bomberman and Gator the Legend, he goes, I can't remember what the full line is now. Something like, oh, there's magic in Rocket League now. And then it's like, what is this Harry Potter bullshit? And yeah, every time I see the Dementors, I'm just like, oh god. Crossover video. I thought it was just going to be a podcast type thing, but yeah, we can do it. I'm available. Really available now, since I work from home. Have my shopping delivered and everything else from home. So yeah, you let me know and we'll set it up. We'll record it and just have to think of some topics or something. There's loads to talk about. Okay, so last one on the medium benchmarks is grid 2. Which is a pain in the arse. But luckily, sorry, I don't know why my nose is really itchy for some reason. It does have its own benchmark, so that's good. And it actually looks really good. I think, if I remember correctly, I did a video on the Intel integrated graphics, and it actually ran okay on that. So, and Grid 2 is actually quite a pretty looking game, in my opinion. I've done 4 races. I don't actually have to do a race. I don't have to embarrass myself. I can just run the benchmark. But the benchmark is a full race. But yeah, I can't remember the point. Yeah, the point about Gator is I tried to get in contact with him and say, "Can I use you in my video?" And he didn't get back to my initial like, "How you doing?" Chat. So I was just gonna put him in anyway. But he has now. I think he's now become a bit more active. I don't know what's been going on in his personal life. I imagine, Oh, what have I done? It just reset itself. Okay. The world is absolute crazy place at the minute. So people are having very unique issues, and I imagine it's the same for him as it is for everyone else. So but it's good to see him back actually watching some of my videos. Yeah, podcast type thing works really well for me. More than happy with that. Free tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow then. Let's do it tomorrow. I've not got much on tomorrow at all. I've got 1 or 2 little jobs. And that's it. Okay, so if we go to graphics options, we'll choose. What have we got? I think unless the VRAM's an issue, we can definitely do Ultra. So we'll do Ultra. Definitely. I prefer to always have a preset if I can, because that way I don't have to remember what it is I've decided to do. Yes, I would. Thank you. Okay, so graphic benchmark. We're not going to loop it. I'm just going to run it the once. Although we are pegged already, so I think Ultra might have been ambitious. Let's do it. Who cares? Let's do it. I've driven 18 miles on this game. Oh, maybe I started too early. No, stop. Okay, stop. I'll wait until the race starts and then we'll start the... Okay. Yeah, Ultra was... Okay, so here's a question. I was thinking about this the other day. Don't know if you guys have got an opinion on it. Racing game. Does it have to be 60? No, does it have to be 60? But obviously, if you're playing a shooting game, you want it to be 60, right? To get a proper experience, it has to be 60. With a racing game, is 30 okay? Obviously, you would like 60 all the time if you could. But to me, 30 seems fine for a racing game. Because, yeah, okay, it's still reactions based, but you've not got the whole axis, the whole X and Y axis to worry about. You only got the one. That was the question I thought the other day, and I was like, I'm not sure. No, though, it's doing pretty well. The thing is, I have actually got to do one on high, so I can do a direct comparison. So, yeah. But I'm not going to do that on this stream. I'll do that in preparation for my actual video on this one. I should say as well, I don't have, this is more to you, Dave, I don't have any of, out of all the Final Fantasy videos I've got up online at the moment, I haven't recorded anymore. I haven't been back and played it. And I'm struggling to find the desire to do so, if I'm being totally honest, which is a shame. But I will do, and I don't know if you've noticed as well, Dave, I wasn't really thinking about doing it necessarily for you, but just for anyone who was watching, that I have edited down the Final Fantasy videos quite a lot from the actual raw footage, and I'm probably going to be doing that a bit less going forward. Such is my lack of desire to play the game. Okay, so 42 FPS, 28, 1% low, and that's really good. I'm not sure what the requirements of Grid 2 is, but I know it runs okay on integrated graphics. I'm quite happy with that. From my perspective, I didn't check actually. They might give you 1% lows. Right, that one will do. Let's come out of there. Ooh. I made the GTX 275. As in, produced it, or I'm going to need a bit more information on that one. Oh, okay. Racing needs to be 60. That's fair enough. I'm sure I could get down a whole rabbit hole on Reddit, and I'm sure we'll get different perspectives. But yeah, maybe. Can't bear to play it. Can't bear to relive it in editing. Do you know what's really painful? Like, that is genuinely how I feel. Okay, moving on. Witcher 3. I don't think the Witcher 3 will run. I'm going to try it anyway. We're into the last 3 now. Is the Witcher 3 going to run? No, it shouldn't run. No. Okay, good. Metro 2033 will run actually, but we're going to use the benchmark for that one. Final Fantasy 15 won't run. I will try it though. Light quality, 1080p. It may not. Oh, what it said. It may does not have DX. Bearing in mind, right? Okay, this is the same company that makes Final Fantasy 7, Dave. Right? I'm not being funny. Like, you know, I'm no English expert. What on earth is this? It may does not have DX11 hardware. It may does not have. A joke. That's what that is. A joke. And now the on-screen display is on. And now I'm going to have to refocus it, I think. There we go. That'll do. Okay, so no Final Fantasy 15. You know, this is another thing as well, because obviously this sort of 13-year anniversary thing is a bit of a reflection as well. I'm going to sit on my soapbox here and have a bit of a rant, which is what was always going to happen. But I made a lot of videos, especially when I was at university, absolutely ranting on Square Enix, and I could do it all day, every day. I think. In fact, I did. I mean, the videos are all obviously horrendous, and because you always look back at your old videos and think, "Oh, these are horrendous." But yeah, I would have loved information like that back then. I'd have just ridden it for days. Okay, we'll do Metro 2033. We'll do the benchmark, but for that I've got to go. Oh no. I was clever. I did a shortcut to the benchmark. So we're going to run DirectX 10. What we're going to run, we're going to do one run on very high, just so I can compare it to the big boy cards. It will get like 4 FPS, I reckon. So it won't be countable. And then we will give it a more modest, setting that it might be able to achieve. I mean, all these are going to have to come off. Obviously. Oh, it's got to go to 16 times as well. I'm sorry. Right, let's run it. If this completes at any frames per second, I'll be impressed. You know what? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. My rule of thumb has been for these benchmarks. I pre-established this before this video. Is that, you know, if the FPS is less than 24, or if it got 23, then, you know, we'll let it go. But if it gets less than 24, we don't count it. Because if it hits 24 FPS, I can go, oh, it's cinematic. Oh, 1080? No! That's a really good card still. 2070 Super. Nice. Oh, so you're just running the 1970. Even 1970 would still be alright. Okay, so max of 44. Don't know when that happened. Probably when it was loading. Average of 13.77. Nah, not going to cut the mustard, that one. Okay, so I think we'll go high. Will we go high? Or will we go medium? No, I think we'll go medium. And we'll have all that stuff down. I think that's probably doable. That should give us a realistic benchmark. You see, this is... I'll tell you what. Metro 2033 doesn't have the same sort of... reputation as Crysis. But let me tell you, this game is the benchmark is difficult. Really difficult. It pushes your hardware. We're not using all the VRAM though. Which makes me think, if we did a high, I'm going to try on high as well. I'm quite interested about this. I should say, because obviously I've now just started buying up used graphics cards off eBay, because this is apparently what I do now. I bought one today that I am really excited to try, just because it's like, it's very different to what I guess a lot of other people have put out, and it's fairly high end, and it was a really good price, so I'm hoping it works. Fairly high end, it's a bit niche, really niche. That's all I would say, and it looks cool. It will look really good on the shelf. Just expensive paperweights at this point. Okay, so what do we get there? 44, average. That's good. Min 21. I would be very happy with that, actually. So I think we will get a similar run on high. No, it wasn't a Wish Dobby. It was off eBay. I suppose you can still buy Wish-like stuff off eBay. If it comes, you'll know. If I make a video on it, you'll know. And if it never comes, then you'll never see it. But I'll tell you what. When it comes, I'll put a picture on the community tab so you can see. So I'm not sure what the last FPS was, but I don't think this is... See, this is where you get into the point of this score for high is really good for such an old card. Problem is, compared to the other settings, this is not playable. Well, I can't say it's playable in my video, can I? Is it going to hit 30? If it hits 30, fair enough. Well, there you go. We'll register it. We will register that bad boy. That's fine. 32. Yeah, brilliant. On high as well. Congratulations, GTX 275. Don't know who that guy was earlier that came in the chat. Revelation 3.9. I don't know the Bible very well. But he made the GTX 275. So congratulations. He's doing really well. I'm happy with that. I'm actually impressed as well. So, let's have a quick comparison. It is a substantial drop, in actual fact, but this score for high is better than the score for medium, according to my metric, which is why I wonder whether it's really worth doing or not. Okay, so 2 more to do. Let's go with Skyrim. Now, this is not a special edition, guys. Sorry. It's the normal edition. Set it to high. High? Come on. Let's have ultra, and let's have no anti-aliasing. How about that? I think we can. I think that'll be fine. So I turn off all my nice mods. Years and years of collating these mods, and now I use them. And of course, Skyrim is locked to 60, like all Bethesda games. I think I started a new character as well, so I don't know where we are. Oh, we're in the. Oh, because I got controller. Ah, nice. Okay, so what are we on? 40 something FPS. Apparently I'm an Imperial. Imperial? Empire bloke. Right. You know what? This isn't as rumbly. This isn't as smooth as I was thinking it might be. I think this is probably okay though, as long as we don't get, as long as our 1% stays above 30, I'll be quite happy with that. You could V-sync it. The character seems really slow though. Come on, sprint. Sprint, goddammit. He doesn't want to sprint. He's decided he will not be sprinting. Sprint button does not work. Maybe my controller is broken. He's not really supposed to be a mage, but I thought, why not? Let's use it. Let's use magic. Oof. No, we're going to have to get out a sword, I think. Get out the great sword. Oh. Why is my sprint not working? I've got the wrong button for sprint. Yeah, my shoulder button's not working, I don't think. And I have seen Ashens' Wish build. Loved it. So good. Like, you know what? I think I blamed. I think I blamed the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game, but I think something's gone on with my controller. That's mortifying. Die, bear. Ugh. Whoa. Look at that. Look at that skill. 2 hits, dead. No stamina, but... Oh, okay. Seems to be working again now. Oh. No, relapse. Momentary relapse there. Yeah, I really enjoyed Ashton's video on that sort of stuff. It was very fun to watch, actually. I'll have to have a look at my controller later on because I don't know what's gone on. I don't know why it's not working. Those buttons work fine. Everything else seems to work fine. Put away. Can we jump? Yeah, jump no issue. Ugh. Tactical blow. No. Don't know what's gone on there. Not working. That'll do. I think for the benchmark, I think we've got all we need to know. All we need to do. I don't know, maybe it's the software related thing. I don't think I've got the software package installed for this controller on here. Yeah, I don't know, because it's not like I press it in a certain way and it works. Seems to be intermittent. You would think all this time on lockdown and all this work on different benchmarking of video games, I'd have more time to do my own game, wouldn't you? But not the case. Right, I've had enough of that. Don't know what's going on with this. Let's alt tab out of that one. What score did we get for... Oh, it's not on there, is it? What score did we get for Skyrim then? Skyrim did okay, actually. Big disparity there, though. Oh, okay. The quote from the Bible talks about love, but brandishes them as liars and followers of Satan. Well, the thing about it is, Dave, everyone likes to be edgy, don't they, online? You know, I like to have a bit of an edge about them, you know. I like to be a bit cold steel about it all. Whereas you're just your name, mine's just my Dutch footballer name. Yeah, right, me as a footballer. That's a funny one. So I obviously have to save the best till last. Best, this one's just as bad. But we're going to look at Crisis. Don't worry, Dave, I've got fat fingers as well. Can you hear that coil whine? That's probably why they call online interaction not rated by the ESRB. It's alright, they don't do much anyway. Oh no, my controller was successfully connected. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. I'm going to try with controller and just hope that it's Skyrim being a pain in the ass. Okay, system settings. Let's go to... Yes, I would like full screen, please. But you have not given it to me in full screen. Yes. So we've got medium at the minute. Are we saying medium's alright or not? I don't know. We'll go high. What's the worst that can happen, right? We'll go high and let's load that game. We'll run this passage at the start of the game. I've not got a save for Crisis or anything, so... And I'm not very good at it. And I don't think it's a particularly good shooter. just me though. Right, okay, so now this button is apparently working perfectly. So something has gone wrong with Skyrim. We're getting 704 FPS. Okay, there we go. That's better. I think it's because it must have taken it from the menu. I must have had it left on. Everything looks fairly nice at the minute. Decent FPS, decent 1% low. Should it be 60? Yeah, we probably want 60, don't we really? Oh, that's quite nice. Strategic map. Object quality must be on high. You're not allowed to drop it. Everything else, yeah. Run it at 240p if you want, but do not drop the object quality down to anything other than high. Okay. Oh, I should have ended the benchmark and then started a new one. Oh, this is much better. I mean, I feel like it's missing a bit of nice graphics, for sure. Games of this sort of era, Z for prone, yes, that's not going to work on the controller, I'm afraid. X button. Oh, X button just reload is also pick up. That's an odd choice. Whoa. So it's quite big. I mean, I think you. Whoa! Whoa! Was not expecting to be shot at. What? Why can't I aim? I just want to aim at him. Gun mode, please. Oh no! What have I done? Wait, what is aim? Oh, what? Why is aim? Why is aim that button? This has gone bad. 60 FPS, 30 FPS. What, you don't like Crysis's graphics? I suppose I'm playing with a controller as well, which doesn't help. I think the graphics on Crysis are alright. I mean, I really like the objects. They look really good. Oh, God. Bloody controller. I blame the controller, but really it's me who is bad. Give up, I'm going to crouch behind this rock. That rock is not, that object being a rock is not looking very good at the minute. Right, let's end that and we'll put it up to high again. In fact, I might even get away with ultra, no we won't. Oh, I should have turned motion blur off. We'll do it now. There you go, that rock looks at least 10% better than it did previously. Some good particle effects on the water there. Oh, what am I even doing? What am I even doing in my life? That was bad. But luckily, it regens your health, so you don't have to worry about it too much. I don't know, I think this is alright. It's just the same reason that I've now included Crysis, the same reason I do Grand Theft Auto 5, just because it's a popular one to do. Well, we are getting decent FPS actually. But yeah, the problem with Crysis is just not a consistent game to benchmark. So that's the problem. But Dave, you mentioned earlier about the Fallout survival mode. That's something I do want to set up. I want to spend the time, set up the stream again, and play it. because I think we're well over halfway through. They're just quite nice to play a bit of Fallout. So we'll see. Hopefully get some time to do it. Right, well, we'll do the final thing of turning this up to ultra. We can't actually. There's no headroom really there. The VRAM's about full. I think that'll do. I'm not very like you guys, or like you, Dave. I'm not very inspired by Crysis anyway. So I'll do a proper benchmark on it, I think, before I put the video together. But yeah, it's good to know. Runs at high, fairly well. Not bad. I mean, when this card was released, it was probably released with having to play, you know, Crysis in mind. Although probably not at 1080p, probably more at 900p. Ah, Jamie, how's it going? Come at the wrong time, unfortunately, because I am pretty much done. But this will be available later. We'll go over the final scores, I think. No, it's no worries. If you've got anything to ask or comments, then we can do that now. If not, that's also fine. I think the last bit was the railroad mission. Ah, yes. When I finally got PlayStation 4, it didn't feel right playing it without a Van Berman monologue. Oh, yeah, I don't know. There's something magical, isn't there, about me playing a survival mode really badly. I just enjoyed like having the base and having the you know, only being able to save when you sleep, and it's sort of like not a hardcore survival mode, but it's more like don't know, just makes it a bit more of a challenge. You know, you have to think about things a bit more. You can't just rush in. And Fallout 4 is one of my most favourite modernist games. So, okay, where were we? Let's switch. We'll switch back to the other camera now. I think we're done with that one. So stream actually, how long have we been going for? 2 hours now since I first started it, but I had like 15 minutes at the start. So you can see my on air is now lit up. How cool is that? It's the little things. Fallout 4 seems to have a bit of a mixed reception from what I gather, but you know, I personally have thoroughly enjoyed it and would like to carry on with my survival stream at some point. So we'll quickly go through some of the scores, some of the standout points. I will no doubt feel like a parrot repeating this later at some point. My poster's fallen off the wall while we've been streaming. It's absolutely boiling in here. Don't know what the temperature is, but it must be high. Oh, if you enjoyed Fallout 3, I think you'd really enjoy Fallout 4 then. I would wholeheartedly recommend it because it's, well, I'd probably pick a key up cheapest chips, and I imagine that the GTX 660 should be able to play it, I would have thought, quite well. Or at least well enough. Okay, so Left 4 Dead was fine. Shogun 2 was also fine. Really, you know, decent enough score, and like I said before, Total War games are a bit unique in how they run anyway. So that sort of stuff, you know, you wouldn't. It's above 30, maximum of 71. You know, you'd be fine. Still be playable, more than fun. War in the North was 60. Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows was 60, but did have a few drops, but don't know how optimized the game is. It's probably not the best comparison, actually, to use that one. I will probably use, I don't know, I want to have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game in there, but I think we might have to use Mount and Blade. Although Mount and Blade score is going to be really high. Just so you know. Grid 2 got... Oh, I've not got the high score. I've only got the ultra one. Oh no, we just did it in ultra, didn't we? Yeah, so grid 2 was an average of 41. I imagine I could probably get that up to 60 with high. So that one will either be ultra or high when we come to actually do it. When I come to actually do the video, Metro, the highest Metro one was... Didn't I do ultra first? Highest Metro anyway was 43.9 FPS average, 1% lower, 26.3. That would probably be with the Metro one, you know, the benchmark is usually more tough than actually running the game, like many others. The Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, average of 53.9, 1% lower of 29.7. Yep, fine. Fine. Crisis. I'm having a crisis because I've got so many benchmarks for it. So I think with Crisis we're gonna take the high score. We'll take the high score and the medium score for now. So medium was 75.6 average and high was nearly 50. Okay, lovely. I'll be honest with you, that has finished my benchmarking portion of this video. So that's how I conduct a benchmark usually. And it usually takes me a bit longer than that, if I'm being totally honest. But now I've got to go and do the footage for each game that I want to show on the video and that sort of stuff and edit it together. So that's where the real time takes. But I know obviously there's a few of you on now, or a couple of you on. So just want to give you the chance, if there's anything on your mind or you want to ask any questions about anything, right now is a good time. I'll answer them before we end. If not, I will monologue for another 5 or 6 minutes and then we'll wrap it up. So I guess I should probably talk. Feel free to interrupt, obviously. I guess I'll talk a little bit about the channel. 13 years today since I put my email address. I've probably did I make a Gmail account? I don't know. Since I put my email address in and signed up to YouTube. I started off watching, I don't know if I was watching Ashen's back then, but I know Ashen's been around for bloody ages. And I was watching a lot of AMVs, animated music videos that contained Final Fantasy footage. And I thought it'd be, well, it wasn't until about a year later actually. But there was a good community there. And, you know, I thoroughly enjoyed being part of a very small, tight-knit community that all did extremely niche, you know, Windows Movie Maker edited AMVs. So that's probably one of the... It sounds weird to say because it's totally different to now, but that is, for me, probably one of the best times I had on YouTube. I feel like since then, since I started doing it from a different point of view, you know, like the gaming and vlogging and that sort of stuff, I've become a lot more insular, and I've sort of missed out on a bit of the interaction, a little bit. There has been some projects that I've done in recent years that have helped, and yeah, you know, they've helped sort of, you know, build that up a bit more. And you know, for me, first and foremost, it's just about showing off the stuff I'm interested in. More of a personal archive, if you will. That is, as far as I'm concerned, that's always got to be my number one priority, because you never know whether people will want to watch your videos or whether, you know, subscribers are going to show up to stuff like this. And thank you very much for having shown up. I do appreciate even just one person coming and saying hello. What was I going to say now? Yeah. And then secondly, it's like, if you can get like a small, tight-knit community, I would thoroughly enjoy it from that point of view as well. So you know, it's been good for me at many times of my life, and it's been a good outlet. So I'm glad that, you know, now things settled down now with doing work on the house and what have you. There's still lots of work to do, but you know, it's not as mad rush as it was at the start, and now there's more time. I can, you know, put more time into doing it. Dave, we got a question. How happy are you with the 10k plus you got the other day? Some big numbers. 10k. Who gave me 10k? I don't think I got 10k plus. I got, if we're on about views, then let me get the right mouse. If we're on about views, what did I get? I got 1,000 views recently on a video. A couple of videos recently got 1,000 views. So the unboxing of my monitor, yeah, that's been a shambles. And then I also got 1,000 views. I need to become an unboxing channel. I think that's what YouTube's trying to tell me. The unboxing of my drone as well. Got roughly the same amount of views. And then I had a couple of hundred views on my the footage video. So I generally find that with the stuff that I tend to do that people pick up and watch, you know, it's more, they're not, people aren't coming, I know I have known this for a long time, obviously. People are not coming to watch me. They're coming to watch, you know, what I am showing them, or, you know, what small amount of wisdom I'm able to impart in that video. And that's fine. But for me, it's not, never has been, and it can't ever be about the views. I love to hit milestones, obviously. Hitting 1 million overall views was one of my two big milestones for YouTube. 1,000 subscribers I wanted to hit, and 1 million video views as well. And you know, slowly working towards that. You know that hopefully the views anyway will happen at some point. But the subscriber thing is different. I think I don't have any sort of high interaction for the amount of subscribers that I've got. I think I've got a lot of dead subscribers. People who have, I think that's because of the variety of the content. You know, I don't just play Fortnite, or I don't just talk about Final Fantasy. I like to use this to share all sorts of stuff, and I get that a lot of people might not be interested in that, and that's perfectly fine. But yeah, I don't get the same level of interaction as someone would do for, you know, if they, another channel that's got the same amount of subscribers. Which is just the way it is. You know, I'd be more than happy if I only had 10 subscribers, and, you know, it's the 3 people that have been in here today plus a few more I can think of that, you know, regularly comment or, you know, pass comment on my video to me personally. And that would be fine for me. You know, I wouldn't be bothered about it. Oh, I sort of went off on a tirade there, didn't I? Because you only asked me about recently. That's how I feel in general. And, you know, I think it's a difficult comparison to make when someone has been actually successful on YouTube, you know, properly successful. And they might say, oh yeah, you know, I would do this even if I didn't get the views, even if I didn't have the subscribers. And I'm not so certain that's necessarily true. You know, I think for me this is pure hobby, pure fun, and I have to enjoy my output. And I can go back through a lot of the videos that I've put out and think, and even if they've not done well in terms of views or whatever else, I can look back and think, that's actually a good video and I enjoyed that one. Or I enjoyed making that one. And I think when I was trying to do it properly, you know, when I was actually more bothered about, oh, I want to get those, you know, I do want to try and get some views, I do want to try and get people involved, you know, and all that sort of stuff. And that's why I was doing it. You know, I probably wasn't enjoying it. Whereas, since I've taken a proper hobby approach to it, I have enjoyed it a lot more. But I've always found parts of it I enjoy. And I enjoy the creativity thing, because, you know, I'm not an artist. I'm not good with woodwork. I'm not I'm not even very good at editing videos, but I feel like it's a bit of a creative outlet. What else you said? I was mixing up. I saw the 1K, the 1,000 views on a video, and the 1.3 total views today. Mash the two together. So my highest viewed video is an RPG tutorial video that I did, and that's had over 100,000 views, that particular one. And actually, a lot of my RPG Maker videos, tutorial videos, have done really well. Now, for me, those videos are some of the best ones I've ever made. And production-wise, they're horrendous. They're not edited. The microphone is poor. My delivery is poor. My delivery is still poor now, but my delivery was even poorer then. But I have a lot of comments on them saying, you know, like, thank you very much for the help, and, you know, this really helped me, even though it was only something really simple. And that sort of stuff is invaluable. You know, if I can offer help and get views, now, if I can offer help and help people, then, you know, and if it's something that I'm actively taking an interest in doing, then why not? You know, I've put up stupid little videos, like how to remove games from your wishlist on Steam that have got, I don't know how many views that video's got, but it's got quite a few views. Loads of people are like, oh, this is so stupid, how did I not work it out? But, you know, those sort of stuff, that sort of stuff has actually helped people, and it's just been a stupid video that I've put up. And, you know, maybe in some way I've been able to gain from it. It gives me an extra 2,000 views or whatever it is to the total, you know, when I was chasing that. So, yeah, for me it's, you know, trying to be wholesome first. And, you know, they say in business, isn't it, you know, that you concentrate on one element, you do that really well, and the success will follow. And I think that's the way I've always tried to approach this, and I still will, but I'm now definitely not bothered about being successful. You know, I'm more than happy with my career path, having this as a hobby, enjoying what I do, and just being able to be a bit of a goof with it as well. So, what you put? Oh, you found me for the... Are they from the RPG Maker tutorials as well? Maybe that's where all my subscribers are from. Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, you know, really liked your 6-hour-long play of Mountain Blade Warband, but no, it's all about... They were horrendous, by the way. I think I've taken them down or made them private. Don't watch them. It's all about those RPG Maker tutorials. I'm your only email alert notification sub. Wow, that's big. I haven't got anyone. No. I mean, I think for you know, Dave, Jamie, Cold Steel Games, Gator to a certain extent as well. Into Ghost. I think you guys have all been around more than long enough, have known me for long enough, to decide whether I'm going to be someone you're going to want to watch, even occasionally. And it is nice, you know, I can sit here and chat with you guys now, whoever of you is still on, and you know, just be myself. Don't have to worry about, not that I should worry about, you know, playing up for cameras or whatever, but yeah. You know, and I'm well aware you guys will be there and will watch, pass comment, and sometimes even pass comment on something you're not even interested in, which is nice. Nice to see that it just gets watched. But no, I'm getting too emotional about it all now. So we'll leave it there. I was going to do, originally I was going to do my 12-year anniversary video for the very first video that I put out, which was the AMV Resident Evil mashup. Resident Evil with Final Fantasy, I think, or was just Resident Evil. You know, there's a bit of a like homage to that, I guess. I don't usually celebrate anniversaries, but because this one was on a Friday, I thought we'll do it on a Friday because that makes sense. Give me something to look forward to at the end of a long, hard week. Sitting in my office doing spreadsheets, you know. But yeah, it's been good fun. I actually enjoy doing this, even though I've been sat here. I know I don't look like I've been. Maybe I do look like I've been sweating, but I'm sweating. Just benchmarking a graphics card. So, yeah, I won't take up any more of your time this evening. But thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for watching all the other stuff as well. I do genuinely hope you enjoy it and not just watch it because you've, because it's the sunk cost fallacy, and you've been invested in me for so long that now you've got to now you've got to carry on watching. Otherwise, all that time you've wasted. But that's just life, isn't it? I don't know. About the podcast tomorrow, send me a message on Facebook and we will sort it out. If you're still on the stream, give my voice a rest till then. And yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Outdaft UK. I actually played Worms the other day. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Maybe do a video on one at some point. And yeah, I will. Hopefully, I don't know if I can even call. Can I call you? Are we calling you Cold Steel Games now? Or are we calling you? Or are we calling you something else? I'm probably going to say it tomorrow anyway. But yes, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now. Here's to another 13 years, right?